With the fantasy season about to start, there's a controversy going around about who is the best big men to draft first in your fantasy pick. I got many emails from you guys asking who's better to pick. Is it Anthony Davis? Is it Karl-Anthony Towns? Well, you know what? In this video, we're gonna clear that answer up. Who is the best big man to draft first in fantasy drafts? Anthony Davis or Karl-Anthony Towns? Let's roll. Boom!
And a 5-point lead for the Wolves. But they're at 60%. 6 of 10 AD gets the roll.
One team giving up 105, the other team giving up 106.
Boy, good court vision for Rush. And that's
Description of these two players are that these two players are both superstars on their team. Anthony Davis currently plays with the Pelicans, while Karl-Anthony Towns plays with the Minnesota Timberwolves. This video is not about who is the better player as a person or as a player, but this is who is a better player to pick for your fantasy team and to build a team around. I could be making a video right now about who is the better player, who is the better at off-ball defense, who is better at on-ball defense, off-ball defense, on-ball offense. But you know what? This video is not going to be about that. It's just going to be about ADPs, statistics, true picks, plus minus, and player efficiency. So basically, to start up any comparison in fantasy, comparing stats, I need to tell you guys the stats of each player's last season. I made a little illustration and a comparison to show you guys. So check it out. 3, 2, 1, go. Boom. Last season, Anthony Davis had 50% field goal percentage, 0.3 3-point made per game, 28.0 points per game, 11.8 rebounds per game, 2.1 assists per game, 1.3 steals per game, 2.2 blocks per game, and 0.7 turnovers per game. On the other hand, Karl-Anthony Towns had 55% field goal percentage, 1.23 points per game, 25.1 points per game, 12.3 rebounds per game, 2.7 assists per game, 0.7 steals per game, 1.3 blocks per game, and 0.8 turnovers per game. When comparing statistics and seeing who wins each category more, it is clear Anthony Davis does have more to offer in fantasy basketball. But that was last year's season, and we need to be able to predict what was going to happen next season and who should you draft in your pick. In my opinion, Anthony Davis or Karl-Anthony Towns should be going on the 5th or 6th pick. Currently in fantasy rankings, Karl-Anthony Towns is ranked number 6 overall, and Anthony Davis is ranked over 7th. On the other hand, people are picking Anthony Davis usually at the 5th spot, right after Russell Westbrook, Giannis Antetokounmpo, James Harden, Kevin Durant. But what's difficult about predicting the future stats of next season is that we need to look at what happened in the offseason. Let's start off with Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is a star of the Pelicans and has been the star for about 4 to 5 years now. Last season during the trade deadline, DeMarcus Cousins was able to enter the Pelicans' gates and be a part of their team as their starting center. With Anthony Davis's usage rate being 33%, we thought that with DeMarcus Cousins joining the team, his rate will drop all the way down to around 25%. But the case was that did not happen. His usage rate only dropped down to 31%, and that is still a lot of a usage for Anthony Davis. His numbers did go down a little bit because DeMarcus Cousins is a center and also needs the ball in his hands in the post to score. But the question is, will his numbers go down next season if DeMarcus Cousins is comfortable? Fantasy players must think about that. Think about the overall team, think about the overall what happened to the team, the overall transactions, new players in addition to the team that might lower the stats in fantasy. Now let's talk about Karl-Anthony Towns. You guys all know what happened in the offseason for the Timberwolves. Jimmy Butler, a superstar player, joins the team. Jeff Teague, a really good point guard, joins the team. And now you have two players who need usage rates in order to play their game of basketball. Karl-Anthony Towns had a usage rate last season of 27.5%, which is also really high. I personally believe that this year, with Jimmy Butler and Jeff Teague joining the team, his usage rate will drop all the way down to 23 or 24% a game. Even though his numbers were great last season, I still believe that his numbers will drop a little bit because of those players joining the team. Forgetting about stats, you need players who will consistently be available 24/7. For the past years, we know about Anthony Davis. He tends to have a lot of injuries and is really injury prone at the moment. Last season, he did have a really good season. He didn't really get injured a lot. But at the end of the day, it is always good to be riskful, but also play it safe. With Cat still being young, I believe that he will be playing more games than Anthony Davis, which will give you consistent numbers on a nightly basis. I personally am really afraid of picking players who have injury history. You know what? I don't want to be a player that relies on him and he gets injured throughout the season and I'm just screwed. So to be honest, Karl-Anthony Towns is also a safe pick. At the end of the day, Anthony Davis' numbers are just phenomenal. Do you guys remember 2 years ago when Anthony Davis was the #1 player in fantasy basketball? Well, that was before he was really injury prone. But now that he's really injury prone, it is not for sure what's going to happen with Anthony Davis throughout the season. Although Anthony Davis is injury prone, the addition to Rajon Rondo, a passer, is going to help and make his efficiency better. Let's talk about player efficiency. Last year in player efficiency rating, Anthony Davis was ranked 4th, while Karl-Anthony Towns was ranked number 11th. In the real plus-minus category, Anthony Davis was ranked 17th, while Towns was ranked 51. In the category NBA math total, Anthony Davis was ranked 22nd, and Karl-Anthony ranked 13th. And in the value over replacement category, Anthony Davis was ranked 22nd, while Karl-Anthony Towns was ranked 12th. So both ways, both players take one category in these 4 specific categories. At the end of the day, you guys need to know who is better to pick first, and the pros and cons of picking whichever first. The pros about picking Anthony Davis first is that he will give you better numbers when he is active. The risk about picking Anthony Davis is that the more comfortable Cousins gets, the less productive and the less efficiency Anthony Davis will become. Another risk you guys have to focus on is his injury history, because you know in fantasy, if any of your main players get injured, that just really sucks. The pros about picking Karl-Anthony Towns, like Karl-Anthony Towns is young, he will consistently, on a nightly basis, give you consistent stats. Jimmy Butler and Jet T coming around, and we know that Tom Thibodeau does love Jimmy Butler. We don't know how his efficiency rate will drop and how his usage rate will drop. If you guys are asking me who I'll personally pick first, honestly, my playing style in fantasy is I really like to play it safe. I would draft Karl-Anthony Towns. He's never really had an injury history, and you know I hate injuries. Due to my fantasy history, injuries did cost me a lot of fantasy leagues, and I just don't like injuries, and I don't want to be involved in any injury risks. At the end of the day, it's up to you guys. I just told you guys the pros and the cons of picking both players, and you know what? Whichever player fits your playing style, then that's the player you have to pick. Also, it's not really a big difference for both players, but at the same time, your first draft pick has to be crucial and to build around your team. So who is better, Anthony Davis or Karl-Anthony Towns? But as I told you at the beginning of the video, this video is not about that. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. It was a really quick tutorial and a quick comparison. If you guys have any more questions, send me an email. Loving the emails. And please guys, subscribe for more basketball content, because I love making videos about basketball. And I really want you guys to get all this content that I want to be giving out. Subscribe, like, give me a comment, because you guys love basketball. But at the same time, let's drop this video now. Woo!
Yeah, I take a break, but I don't ever quit. Yeah.